Have you ever wondered what to write under the limitation of the study? Many students either confuse limitation with the scope of the study or think mentioning limitations will make their research work very weak. But that's not true. In fact, every good research study has limitations, and acknowledging them shows honesty, transparency, and an academic maturity. In this video, I will show you exactly what limitations are, how to identify them, and how to write them step by step. I will also share examples and common mistakes to avoid. Welcome to Undergraduate Research Africa. If you are new here, subscribe for practical tutorials that makes research writing easy. What are limitations of the study? Limitations of the study are the challenges, weaknesses, or constraints that may affect your research but are beyond your complete control. These are factors that could influence your findings or prevent your study from being perfect. Notice something important. Limitations are not excuses. They are simply honest acknowledgement of the realities you face during the research process. Every published research articles have limitations. Your supervisor expects to see them. Why are limitations important? Including limitations in your research work help readers understand the context of your findings, interpret your results appropriately, identify areas of future research, and then to assess the credibility of your study. Instead of weakening your research, limitations actually strengthen the credibility because you are being transparent. Common types of limitations we have when writing a research project. We have time constraints. Perhaps you had only one semester to complete the research work. This may have limited the amount of data you could collect. The second thing is financial constraints. Research can be expensive. Limited funds may reduce the number of participants or places you can visit. The third thing is limited sample size. Sometimes the target population is small, or you may not have been able to include every potential participant. The fourth one is access to respondents. Some participants may refuse reviews or fail to complete questionnaires. Others may be unavailable. The fifth is geographical limitation. Your research may focus on one school, one district, or one institution. This means that the findings may not automatically apply everywhere. The sixth one is availability of data. Certain records or information may be confidential or difficult to obtain. The seventh and final one is participant honesty. Some respondents may provide inaccurate or incomplete data or information. Researchers can encourage honesty, but they cannot completely control responses. Here are a few steps on how to write the limitations of the study. Step 1. You have to identify the main challenge that affected your study. For example, or some examples to include, we have time, money, access, sample size, or location. Step 2. Explain how that limitation affected the study. Don't just mention it. Explain its possible impact. Step 3. Describe what you did to reduce its effect. For example, although time was limited, data collection was carefully planned to ensure all participants were reached within the available period. This shows that you've made reasonable efforts despite the limitations. Here's a brief sample of the limitation of the study. This study was limited by time constraint because it was conducted within the one academic semester. Consequently, the researcher had limited time for data collection and analysis. However, a detailed work schedule was followed to ensure that all planned research activities were completed within the available period. Here's another sample for your study. The study was conducted in only one senior high school. Therefore, the findings may not be generalized to all senior high schools in Ghana. Nevertheless, the selected school provided sufficient information relevant to the objective of the study. Notice how each limitation is explained calmly and then professionally. Here are some common mistakes to avoid when writing the limitations of the study. The first one is saying your study does not have a limitation. Every research has limitations. The second thing is listing too many limitations. Mention only one, the important ones. The third one is blaming yourself. Avoid statements like, I was lazy, I forgot, I didn't have enough interest. These are not research limitations. The last one is confusing limitations with scope. The scope tells readers what your research covers, and then limitations explain the challenges encountered. Before we conclude everything, remember these three principles. Keep your limitations honest, specific, and then brief. Do not exaggerate them. Do not hide them. Simply explain them professionally. If this video helped you, please give it a thumb up, subscribe to Undergraduate Research Africa, and then share it with another student who's writing a thesis or project. In the next video in our Chapter 1 series, we will discuss how to write the organization of the study in research. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.